here's another installation. This might help you. It's not really camping or anything related, but it's related to our gear. We're going to talk about our cast iron skillets because everyone knows I like to use those if you watched any of my cooking videos. Sometimes cast iron, and if you have carbon steel pans, they need to be reseasoned from time to time. My wife fucked this one up, so here we are, doing them. So anyway, I'm going to show you a quick little rundown on how we do this. So you can see this cast iron skillet seasoning is coming off on the edges there. The bottom wasn't really too great. And this is how we're gonna fix it. Okay, so the first thing you need is a hot motherfucking stove. I don't give a shit what Governor Newsom says. Electric will never be better than gas, and gas will always be better for this. If you have an electric stove, then you're gonna have to use the conventional oven technique or the barbecue technique, which we can do later. But this is the stovetop, and this is probably the quickest, easiest way to get a good seasoning back on your skillet. So number one, this pan's already been preheating on the other burner, but this is my heavy burner. So we're gonna get it going to where we start seeing it almost looks like it's kind of drying out a little bit. But we need this sumbitch hot, like hot, smoking hot. All right, so let's talk about what we use to season a skillet. I prefer not to use olive oil. Olive oil is a little bit sticky, tacky, and it can go rancid over time. The one that I have found that works the best, there's probably other ones out there, but the one I use is grapeseed oil. It's really not that expensive. A little bit goes a long way. Has a pretty high smoke heat, and that's what you really want. You need a high smoke temperature before using this to get the results on this stovetop model. So what we're going to do is once we get this good and hot, we're just going to add a little bit down into the skillet, and we're going to give it a quick wipe, and you'll see it should start smoking like bad, like turn your smoke detector off kind of bad. And you're just going to do that. Wait a few minutes, let it kind of cook, dry out a little bit, which is baking on the finish, and then you're going to go ahead and repeat probably 4 or 5 times for a re-season. And if you're doing a new season, I'll do 6 or 7. All right, so we've had everything sitting on here for a few minutes on this burner on high. Not on 5 because it's not supposed to go on high. Fuck all that. I'm going to warp my pans bullshit that my wife believes, okay? If it wasn't supposed to go on high, the stove wouldn't go to fucking high. All right, number 2, it's cast iron. Shit ain't going to warp. So we just add literally just a drop in there. Not much. Let's see if I can... Just a drop. And you can already see got some smoke coming off there. And we're going to just take our paper towel, 2 paper towels. You got to work fast because it'll burn through. All right, that's it. We're just going to spread that just like that. And let it go until the smoke starts to die down. And what that is that's the oil cooking in and hardening onto the surface. That's what's going to give us our non-stick. The smoke's going to die down just a little bit. We're going to put that other little drop in there. When the oil hits, it's almost going to look like it's boiling down on the bottom of this pan. That's how you know you have it hot enough. If you start to smell too much burnt paper towel, then that just means that it's time to get another paper towel. They're cheap. You can also use a cheesecloth or like a little linen cloth. I keep a few of those around here for that exact reason. But I just didn't get any out today. Wasn't even actually thinking about doing this video today, so this is just a little quickie. So yeah, we'll come back here in just a few more minutes. All right, so I just want to give you a little bit of a idea how this is working. Obviously you can see we're getting a nice, easy, quick finish. So each time we give it one of those quick little wipes like that, and we let it bake on, that's almost the equivalent of a seasoned cycle in the oven. So maybe 2 of those. And what it is such a small amount of oil that we're wiping on, and it's basically burning and hardening that oil and bonding it to the surface. So this is simulating cooking a meal every time we wipe through it, because you all know that the more you use cast iron, the more seasoning it gets. So I know there's people out there that say don't wash them with soap and water. I tend to agree with that, right? Because hot water gets most of it out of if it's seasoned correctly. However, you might get drunk and go to bed before you clean your pans and might need some soap and water to actually clean it up. If you do and you remove some of the seasoning, well, this is how we're going to put it back on there. All right, there you have it. Still need to get a little bit here on those ends. Well, that's actually just probably shine from the light. But none of the, where it was looking like the iron itself wearing through. See right there, that little orange spot? That's one. But it was like that all the way throughout. And here we are. We're pretty much got everything back. We got our non-stick back. And this will be ready to cook breakfast in the morning. So there you guys go. Hopefully that helps.